Hey there, this is Priya, founder of Virtual Freedom Coaching, and today we're going to talk about 3 shifts in focus that will alter your mindset. So, sometimes when we're working as entrepreneurs, we can feel a little, I don't know, down or a little off. And one of the things I hear frequently in the coaching community is this idea of raising your vibration, shifting your mindset, essentially becoming more positive and being able to see, I guess, the bright side of things, the light at the end of the tunnel. So today I'm going to give you sort of 3 ways that we might hold ourselves back, make things seem or feel unsolvable, and then I'll give you 3 ways to solve them. So how does that sound? Okay, so I'll jump into it. So the first 3 are, they can make us feel helpless as entrepreneurs. They can make us feel like there's nothing we can do about the problem and there's no way to fix it. And so one of those things is really that we tend to view sort of failures or setbacks or things that go wrong as having this long-term effect that's going to be stable. It's never going to change. Now I'm kind of screwed, like, I made this mistake, it's all over. So it's really, so one of those things is sort of viewing our failures or setbacks as having these long-term or stable effects. The second thing that can lead to a sense of sort of pessimism or hopelessness in our business is sort of viewing our setbacks as having a negative impact on all of our goals. So, you might, I'm just going to use this example right now. You might record a little video or audio type of thing, sharing some information, and go, oh my God, it didn't work out. My entire business is over, and therefore my entire life is over. It sort of has this negative impact on all our goals. So the first one is we view our setbacks as having long-term or stable effects. The second one is that they have a negative impact on everything. The third one is that we sort of take these sort of negative things personally. We take them in. So I don't know if any of you have heard the phrase, I'm not good enough, right? So we think that these things, these negative events occur because of something about us that's internal and also something that we can't change. It's sort of, I'm just not good enough, right? But if we look at these things differently, we can have a better opportunity to have a little bit more control over the environment, to look at things more positively. So I'm just going to review those sort of 3 things that can kind of hold us back, that make us feel a little negative or pessimistic, a little bit hopeless. I'm going to review those, and I'm going to help you flip it, right? We don't want to stop there. That wouldn't be so fun. So the 3 ways we tend to hold ourselves back is if we have a failure or a setback, we'll look at it as having this long-term or stable effect. We're going to view it as impacting everything we desire in a negative fashion. And then the third one is we're going to look at it like it's something about us. It's something that we can't change. It's something negative about us. So I'm going to help you flip this so that you can actually have more impact and more control over what's going on, and we can shift to the optimistic side of the spectrum and sort of feel a little bit more in control, see the bright side of things, and feel like we've got more impact, more influence over, that's the word I was looking for, more influence over our environment. So the first one is, and I know some of you are going to know this and you might go, oh my God, I totally know that. Now, knowing is one thing. The other thing is doing it, right? So sometimes we know things in our intellectual brains, that smart part of us, where like, oh, I totally know this stuff. But to put it into your heart, internalize it, and actually believe it, that's the hard part. So I'm going to maybe do a review for some of you, and for others of you, you're probably, it might be new for you, and for some of you, it might be a review. But the point is, use this as an opportunity to bring it into your heart so that you can actually live it. Knowing it and doing it and living it, they're totally different things. We all know a lot of stuff. If we all did it, this world would be totally different. So that's what we're going to talk about here, is this sort of shift in the emotions, right? So one is to help recognize that if you've had a failure, it's temporary. You can practice it. You can go out and change things, and it's not the end of the world. And the cool thing is, when you're a beginning business owner and you have a failure, most people haven't seen it, right? So you're kind of safe in that sense, and that, we can totally make some huge mistakes and no one's going to know about them because we're we're not that visible yet. So make those mistakes early on, right? And so to recognize that this kind of a failure, it's temporary. You can go back and fix it. And the cool thing is in the US, people love the comeback story. So just let them know you're going to make a comeback, right? So if you make have a failure, it's temporary. You can make a comeback. You can turn it around. You can still be amazing. So keep that in mind. The second one is keep your failures connected to like one little goal, right? So if something goes wrong and I'm going to just use this recording a video example, and you're recording a video, it's only about that one video that you're recording. Making one error in one video does not impact any other video you'll ever make. It doesn't impact the number of people who will ever watch your video. It doesn't impact how many people will watch those videos. It doesn't impact your level of influence. It's just a little one sort of screw up in one video that maybe 10 people saw right now, or maybe 100. Doesn't matter. There's 7 billion plus people in this world. And most people are forgiving. They want you to have that comeback. So to first recognize that your failure is temporary. The second one is to connect it to a very specific goal, right? It's not about your entire life. It's about recording one little tiny video, right? Totally screw it up, not a big deal. The rest of your life will be still amazing. And then the last one is to actually take the blame off yourself and blame something else. And so this is part of why I was sharing this, because that was so cool, to actually blame the environment. So what that really means is to look at your environment and see what's going on in your environment. Maybe you're hungry, maybe you were tired, maybe you were distracted, maybe the topic you were working on was boring, whatever it is, right? So to really think about your environment, like maybe someone did something that just got on your nerves that day and you just weren't on your normal vibe, right? So it's not inside you, but to really look at your environment and explore it and see like what's going on. Like why is your environment having this sort of effect on you, and what can you do differently? So there's this kind of an ironic shift when we take it off of ourselves and we put it on the environment. Suddenly we've got control. We can change the environment. We can move out of the environment. We can shift things in the environment. We can change how we respond to the environment. So we've got so much more control when we're blaming it on the environment. So that one, out of everything I've said to you here, that one struck me the most, because I've always been trained to sort of take responsibility for my own actions, and, we shouldn't blame. And I kind of went, oh, well, that's kind of cool, because you're blaming it on the environment, but you're actually still in control. And so it becomes something that you can influence, you can affect, and you can change. So I wanted to give you those 3 things. So if anything goes wrong today, you have a failure or a setback, remember it's only temporary. It's only connected to one tiny little goal that you're working on right now. It's not the big picture. And then finally, blame it on the environment. Figure out who or what in your environment you can blame it on and what you can do differently. And it's not really about blaming a person and like, you did this wrong, you got to do this. But if something does involve a person, what can you do differently? If there's a person that's distracting you, where can you go work that's different? How do you change the location? How do you change your mindset? So, how do you think about things differently so that distraction isn't there? If you have kids, can you get someone to look after them? Can you get a nanny? Whatever it may be. But to think about, how can I control my environment? So I'm going to repeat those 3. It's only temporary. It's only connected to one little specific goal, and there's probably something in the environment that you can change to get a better outcome. So those are my 3 shifts in focus that will help you alter your mindset. I hope you try them out. I hope you enjoy them. If you like this video, please do share it. You can find more stuff, blogs, content on my website, vfcoaching.net. I hope to see you there. And there's a spot where you can sign up for my email list, and I'll give you little tidbits like this as well. So we'll talk to you soon.